Hey Lisa, welcome
Hi,
back.
how are
Good. How about you?
you?
Good. So, as you know, this is our third session. And how have you been so far? How's your week been?
It's been okay. I feel like things are getting worse.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. But as we mentioned before, baby steps. So,
Yeah.
what's it called? You need rain. You need to see the sunshine.
Yeah.
So,
So,
my life now.
so before we get started, last session we talked about a couple of things. So, just briefly, we talked about you having a couple issues at work regarding coworkers. Obviously, your moving situation. I'm assuming you're still working on that as well. School in general, and maybe a little bit about family, but I feel like that wasn't as prominent. So, as I mentioned before, out of all of those issues, I'm just gonna. I want you to help me figure out what is the most prominent, but in a little more detail. We talked about more specifically about relationships with your coworkers, how it's kind of very stressful, and that's kind of pushing onto your school and your personal life. And obviously, your living situation you mentioned was pretty stressful. And I noticed that, you know, you were upset about work because you felt like, despite you putting in the work and trying your hardest to be, forward about things, you didn't really feel like you were being respected in the way that you wanted to be. So, for you, I want you, out of all of these problems, to help me identify, maybe just by telling me, what you think the most prominent issues are.
Um, as you mentioned, I have been having a lot of issues at work, and I think that would probably be the most prominent one of all my issues. Mostly because it's kind of taking a toll on everything else.
Okay.
Whereas everything it's kind of its own problem. Work is kind of like leading to the other problems.
Okay.
So it's just
So it's kind of,
problem.
you'd say, like almost catalyzing all the other
Yeah.
issues? Okay. So
It's like causing,
okay.
like causing all the issues.
So to me, it sounds like, as we both kind of talked about, that work is really kind of the focal point, if you will, of your issues. So what I want to do is kind of start turning that problem and work through that, but turning it into a goal would definitely help, ameliorate it. So, you told me you're in a lot of distress because of the work situation. And we have discussed this pretty thoroughly. So, I want you to think about the future right now. And I wonder if you can kind of envision, in a way, your life when that isn't a problem. So what I want you to do is think about what you'd be doing that you aren't doing right now that might help with that. What do you think?
Something that I would be doing that I'm not doing now. I would probably be looking for a different job.
Yeah?
Yes.
Have you attempted to do so yet? Or?
I have, because I am in the process of trying to get myself out of that environment. However, I haven't, moved forward with it completely. Yeah, so just getting a new job would probably change a lot of things, if not all. And I don't know, I guess it's just, my school schedule and things like that is kind of in the way. So, yeah, so that's another reason why I'm still there, because I'm not having luck finding employment anywhere else. Most of them tell me to apply again when the semester finishes, but that's like next month, and it's like...
It's a lot of time.
Yeah, that's a lot of time.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's the issue right now. And if I could change anything besides my school schedule, it'll be that. Just finding a new job. At this point, I don't even care. And, like,
Yeah.
you know, I don't care if it's in like in the restaurant business or I don't, you know, anything. Just, I need to get out of that environment.
Understandable. So what I'm hearing is it's not just, you know, your job that's holding you back. It's really kind of everything stacking on top of each other, right?
Yeah.
So, okay, so let's say you do find another job, right? Let's think if you were to find another one, how would you be feeling, and what would you think you would be, you know, thinking about if you were to get another job?
It depends.
Okay.
Like I mentioned, at the job that I am currently trying to get rid of, the income is not bad, but the hours that I've been giving are.
Okay.
So for one, I would want a job that's full time because I'm working there part time, and I've been working there part time like the entire time that I've been there.
Yeah.
Mostly because of school, but at this point, you know, having like the apartment and stuff like that, I feel like I need something to, you know, part-time is not going to help me pay.
Yeah.
Right. So that's one. So something that's full-time, and, you know, something that pays well also, you know, for someone who has so many bills on her own a month. It's like, I try not to let hourly wage or anything or salary,
of course,
you know, like, you know, determine whether I, you know, if I want that job or not. But it's part of adulting.
Definitely.
And, so definitely something that pays well. And I feel like if I just had the ideal job, it would help tremendously in everything else. So like I said, there's been times that I skip school to work.
Yeah.
You know, so and I don't want to skip school to work because school is also important as well as my living situation.
Of course.
So definitely I lost my train of thought.
Sorry, take your time.
Yeah, so definitely something that's not gonna get in the way of my academics.
Okay. It's like a balancing.
Yeah. And what else?
Let's stick with that, actually. So just to kind of boil down the problem.
Okay.
Would you say that your main goal right now would be to find another job?
Yes.
And do you think that it's something you could work towards?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. So I restated the goal. I would like you, maybe so we're on the same page, to tell me what your goal would be.
So my goal would be to finish the semester. That's one.
Okay.
It is a month, but I'm not just going to stop going to school just to find, you know, or I can just keep looking for something that is going to hire me despite my school schedule, which has been really tough. But my end goal would be, you know,
finding an ideal job.
Yeah, an ideal job. And like I am registered for next semester.
Okay.
But I made sure that my classes are like 7 to 10 as opposed to 4 to 7 like it is right now. You know, 4 to 7 is kind of like right in the middle of the day.
Of course, it's
so
difficult.
It kind of gets, you know, I actually, my goal is to have 2 jobs. I want to have something in the morning, you know, on the weekdays, and then I don't mind if it's like a nightlife kind of job, like a bartender, because I do have my license.
Oh, nice.
So for the weekends, you know, and then maybe give myself like a day off or something. That's my end goal basically. So to have 2 jobs where they would work around my school schedule.
Okay.
And because of the schedule that I picked for next semester, I feel like that will be
helpful. Yeah,
that would be something that will work out.
Okay. So let's see. I'm gonna try some things out with you, but let's see if we can, you know, figure out a way to make these things happen.